Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang with a little sore throat in California with morsels of the thought number 1571. I've come here this many consecutive mornings to try to wish you a good day, a great day, and I try to inspire you to do the right things with morsels of a thought of wisdom. Little bits of wisdom in the world will be encouraging to people to do the right things to do. And when you do the right things to do, you've got virtue. So we'll try to put more virtue into this world little by little, with morsels of thought every day. Today, I am reading Launch How to Bring Your Business to New Heights. How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen Duplessis, America's Mortgage Mentor. And there was a foreword by Michael J. Mayer, The 7 Levels of Communication. I'm going to be reading where to start in the examples that we had read last week of how positive fear can help you focus and how you can apply systems to your practice. Systems are your salvation. So where to start is Jen Duplessis says, I hope these examples help you realize how valuable systems can be in your practice. Are you thinking about creating a whole bunch of systems? Well, don't do it. That's right. Don't try to create everything at one time. Think about what one system would make the biggest Think about what one system would make the biggest impact for you, your team, and your clients. That's where to begin. Think about what one system would make the biggest impact for you, your team, and your clients. That's where to begin. Start with one or think through and make an existing one better and more beneficial. Then test and use and revise that one system until you're happy with it before you move on to what you view as the next most important system for your practice. Dream big. Put everything into the system, even if you won't implement every step now. And remember, these systems will always evolve. Even in my practice, I don't have every step in my perfect loan process capitalized fully implemented because I haven't found an appropriate tool or app to support some steps. Once you utilize a system for some time, you'll find even better ways to apply it for your success. Keep thinking of ways to improve your systems and processes, and your investment in time and planning will pay off over and over again. Now, then, I read Jen's jots. I will read them again, these three here. Look at all aspects of operating your practice and how anything can be managed better through standardized systems. Create systems especially that help you serve your clients or that you can use to increase your referral and customer base. Start by creating one system or improving a system you already have. Ask yourself how the system can be designed to save sanity, time, energy, and money. Now we are in section 3. Time is of the essence. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. I'm looking at the screen. I see it. Okay. The exhilarating freedom of time discipline. This is chapter 3, section 1. The big idea: you must be disciplined about how you use your time if you want to explode your business. You'll get more important tasks completed in less time. You'll generate more business and you'll have more time for your personal life. Discipline, Jim Rohn says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Let's face it, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So why are some loan officers struggling along with 2 or 3 to 3 fundings a month while others can choose 10, 15, or more? I've had lots of conversations with other top producers in the country, stretching from New Jersey to California, and every one of them has one thing in common. They're very stingy about their time. They make sure that they get to the important things first, and then everything else comes after. In a word, successful top producers are disciplined about their time. This chapter is a pep talk, well, really a lecture, I guess, on being disciplined about how you use your time. In the following chapters, in this section, I'll talk more about how to get the most from your time. But for now, though, I want to talk about why it's so important. Discipline how you use your time to give yourself freedom. That seems like a contradiction, doesn't it? When you think about discipline, you probably think about being restricted. And when you think about freedom, you probably think about being able to do whatever you choose. So, how does being disciplined about how you use your time make you liberated? It's because lack of discipline actually leads to a lack of time. Be disciplined, I mean really disciplined about how you use your time, and you'll get more done in less time. Be disciplined about what you're really supposed to be doing, prospecting for new business, for example, and your income will certainly grow. Because of this new discipline, you'll have more money and more time outside of work. That's freedom. Discipline is about taking advantage of efficiencies in your practice. Discipline is about doing first things first every day, tackling the things that will get you to your most important goal before anything else, moving the needle in your business or finishing a project. Discipline is about developing the work habits and routines that free up your time. Discipline is about being focused so you're not captured by the bumblebee syndrome, where you flit from pretty flower to pretty flower and scramble for the next new idea or deal. Now, that is a very interesting thing. I'm going to change the lighting just a little bit because I noticed that my light bulb is a little far away. So we'll see if we can get more light here. I wonder if you can see everything properly. Can you see this everything properly? I think you can. Um, I think you can. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So here we go. Getting it all done and then some. In the classes and seminars I teach, people simply don't believe me when I tell them how much I accomplish in a day. Their first reaction is, "That's not possible. How do you get it all done?" Was I some incredible loan officer dynamo right out of the gate my first year in the business? Gosh, no. But I learned how to develop efficiencies, how to focus on my top priorities, and how to schedule my time for my most important activities or tasks. And today I manage 5 businesses. I'm a top producing mortgage lender. I coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a podcast host, and I have a real estate investment company. In my non work time, I'm involved in competitive ballroom dancing and dance nearly every evening for several hours. I'm a wife, mother, and grandma, and I cherish the time I devote to my family. I love to get in some competitive shooting. I work out and I play tennis in the summer. I'm involved in church activities and I get in some boating, canning, vineyard hopping, and charitable activities. I spend quality time with some close friends. Plus, I read a lot of books. When I describe all I do in it, I love that. She reads a lot of books. You know how many books we're reading? This bottom shelf here is all of the books we're reading. All of the books we're reading. There's one dictionary in there, and other than that, all this entire row from here all the way to here. You can't see it, but anyway, it's all books, and that's what we are reading. And you and I have read through this many books already. This many books. 1,571 today. Okay, so focus on the need. Okay. When I describe all I do in a day, I see the class participants slumping in their seats, getting visibly tired. And frankly, I don't think they believe me because they don't believe they can craft a life like that, but they can, and you can too. Focus on the process, not the end. Focus on the process, not the end. I think the reason people can't envision themselves living a better life of quality is because they mentally try to leap from where they are to where they are now to where they want to be. It doesn't work that way. It didn't work that way for me, and it won't work that way for you. What will work is developing the habits, routines, discipline, and yes, systems to launch yourself on the process of your goals. But it takes some time. It's not going to happen overnight. Launching yourself into great time compression habits starts one habit at a time, and I'll talk more throughout this book about the nuts and bolts of maximizing your time discipline. Just as it's highly unlikely you'll fulfill a handful of New Year's resolutions all at once, you aren't going to be able to put all of my tips into practice next week. Start with one habit, one discipline, and break it down into bite-sized daily blocks to get started. Track and measure your progress. Remember, what gets measured gets improved. Think of it this way. If you say, I want to lose 30 pounds this year, where should you start? Well, losing 30 pounds is simply too big a goal to accomplish in one big leap. What you should do first is figure out how to change a behavior or several behaviors to begin the process of losing 30 pounds. For example, you might commit to not snacking after 8 p.m. having a salad for lunch, and drinking 5 glasses of water a day. But just those things and no others. If you focus on something small, bite sized. Once you've done that, track and measure those 3 commitments on a daily basis. Did I have a salad today? Did I drink 5 glasses of water? Did I avoid having a snack after 8 p.m.? And if those are the things that you feel are going to help you lose 30 pounds, then start. Start with easy to implement tasks first so you can gain momentum, not 20 things, just 3 things, but just 3 things that will help you stay motivated to get to your goal. Once you've mastered those habits, then you can introduce new habits. And again, compare this to New Year's Day when maybe you've made all sorts of resolutions. You want to spend more time with your family, lose weight, work out more, get a promotion, travel more. You've got all these goals that are absolutely too difficult to achieve all at one time. You have to break these goals down into daily activities that you measure and that you grade yourself on how well you did. That will help you get better at what you do. That's how I mastered the use of my time over my career, and that's what has allowed me to be more efficient and effective. Oh, I fell off the bandwagon every so often. This is hard, but it can be done, just like losing weight. It didn't happen in the beginning for me. Understand that you have to take baby steps before you get to where you're disciplined and focused. We'll delve into how to do that as we move along. Get segmented. See, this is really good for weight loss just as well as, I mean, she's not an expert in weight loss or anything, but several of the things coincide with what we were doing. We were drinking 100 ounces of water a day, and we were eating a big ass salad, and we were drinking green smoothies in the mornings. I was drinking 32 ounces of green smoothies because I felt that the 16 ounces was too small and not satisfying. But you can do whatever you want. Just like I take a pink pistol and go, you can paint yours any color you want. Remember that joke I told you about that comedian did? Anyway, get segmented. Get segmented. Back to Jen Duplessis. I think it's Jean du Plessis. I don't know for sure. But anyway, do you allow your inbox to manage your to-do list? By that, I mean, does whatever in the inbox tells you to do based on everyone else's schedule control your day? Why does someone else get to decide what your priorities are? Rather than you working at your three major goals for business that week, does your inbox decide for you? Leave your computer off and say to yourself, what are the three things I need to do today to accomplish my one big goal? Don't turn on your computer the minute you walk into your office and then have your time driven by your email. That's very good. I was thinking that this morning when I was looking at my phone. Get your priorities done first, and then the rest of your work can be done later. That is the only way you're going to discipline yourself to accomplish your goals. Makes you think, doesn't it? Without discipline, when you get the office, your time and attention will get broken up into, without discipline, when you get to the office, your time and attention will get broken up into little unrelated pieces. You can easily get distracted by the person who asks you if you have a quick minute, or by answering the phone right now instead of waiting and calling people during a time block after listening to your messages all at one time, or first dealing with a transaction or first dealing with transaction issues instead of making outbound phone calls. Don't be a one tasker. Don't do one task in one area, then do one task in another area, then another type in a third area. That's like putting away the laundry one article of clothing at a time. When you empty the dryer, would you take one item, fold it, or hang it up, and then immediately carry it to the bedroom before going back and doing that with the second item, then a third? Of course not. But I'll bet you constantly follow that model at work. You do, don't you? I can practically see that look of realization on your face. You put away one article of clothing at a time instead of taking care of the whole laundry basket in one trip. Well, you know what I mean. You aren't doing laundry at work, but you're using the system I just described to get your work done. What she means is that each item has been come in a bit, a bit, a bit. Can't post it. I think I see somebody. Good morning. How are you? I see somebody. I want to say good morning to Lisors Cantara and John Clark, Mandy Olekshy, and Odette Minders, Odette Minders, and Gina Potov, Colleen Dracos, and Shane Sweek, and John Jones. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Discipline yourself, or someone else will. There are many, many ways to get disciplined on how you use your time, and most importantly, focus on your priority tasks. You can schedule your time in blocks and compress like activities into each block, a technique called time compression. This is something I learned from one of my mentors, Darren Hardy, founder of Success Magazine and host of Darren Daily, a daily mentoring program. You can blueprint your day and week so you always know what you have to accomplish and when. You can redirect incoming demands into the appropriate time blocks so that you're never distracted from the tasks, activities, projects, and goals you should be working on. You can focus on playing offense instead of defense. That is, prospecting for business and generating leads instead of answering incoming status calls. We'll discuss each of these ways to discipline yourself in the next several chapters. The bottom line is that if you're going to get where you want to go, you have to be great at disciplining your time. And there's no wishing you could be more disciplined. You have to work on the process every single day. No, I've never been in the Marines, and I'm not Sergeant Duplessis getting up in your face and screaming at you to discipline yourself so you can achieve your vision. Although, if you want to schedule a time to meet me at my office, I'll be happy to do that. If you put in 10 or 12 days if you put in 10 or 12 hours a day at the office, day after day, but aren't focused and disciplined about your time, well, I maintain you aren't really working all that hard. You're putting in 50 or 60 hours a week, but treading water. If you apply time compression with consistency, you can accomplish 5 times more than the average loan officer in a year. 10 times more. Would you like a life in which you were producing 5 times more loans in a month, 10 times more loans in a month, all while having more time than you do now for your family and friends and doing the things you love to do? Yes, I do believe you would. The key is to embrace the exhilarating freedom of time compression. Jen's Jots. Start with one type of task, such as returning phone calls, and block out 1 hour every day for this task. Track and measure on a daily basis this new time habit and routine you're trying to follow. Look at how your day unfolds now. Work on grouping like tasks together to compress these activities into a scheduled time block. Now add another type of task, such as loan analysis, and block time daily where you will do nothing but this task during that time. Uh, when she says these things, it has a verb at the beginning. Jen's Jots have a verb at the beginning. I'll read them again. Jen's Jots. Start with one type of task, such as returning phone calls, and block out 1 hour every day for this task. Track and measure on a daily basis this new time habit and routine you're trying to follow. Look at how your day unfolds now. Work on grouping like tasks together to compress these activities into a scheduled time block. Now add another type of task, such as loan analysis, and block time daily where you will do nothing but this task during that time. This is a good book. You need to buy it. I think that it's a very good book. So next week we will read about crunch time in chapter 3, section 2. Um, I was really not sure at the beginning of the books when I got the books what I would read and what I would get out of them. But what I'm noticing now is that each of them has a lot of real gems in them that you would not expect from a book. You have, like, this one is amazing. She's giving you a whole pattern, a way of dealing with each uh, process in a microcosm. She's teaching you how to do weight loss. She's teaching you how to do mortgage lending. She's basically teaching you how to make a business happen. And being efficient with time blocks is one of them. The first thing I thought of was that when I walk downstairs, I get distracted by neighbors talking, and I talk to the neighbors and I go on my way after that. But I don't realize that those 2 minutes could have been easily used on my drive over to my office where I could do my work. And if I were to just say hello, goodbye, hello, how are you, nice day, and know that certain neighbors are people that I would want to become business allies with, then I would not take the time to talk to uh, people where it's just sort of blank conversation that takes up minutes of your time. Your minutes are valuable, your seconds are valuable. So we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it this way. Old Kinderhack.